Have you ever started your day with a glass of water, thinking you're doing something good for your body? You're not alone. It's something many of us do without even thinking. We wake up, shuffle into the kitchen, and pour that first glass. It feels like a small act of self-care, a healthy habit we've been told is essential especially as we get older. Stay hydrated, they say. Drink water first thing in the morning. But what if I told you that this simple, innocent habit might not always be helping? What if it could actually be making you feel worse, more tired, a little dizzy, or even off balance? Sounds strange, right? Yet, more and more seniors are discovering that drinking water in the morning isn't as straightforward as it seems. Some feel that sudden wave of lightheadedness. Others feel bloated or oddly fatigued. It's not dramatic, it's subtle, so subtle that most brush it off. I probably just didn't sleep well, we say, or it's just age catching up with me. But here's the truth. After the age of 60 or 65, the body changes in ways we don't always see or even feel right away. Our thirst signals weaken. Our digestion slows down. Our blood pressure becomes more sensitive. And our organs, especially the heart and kidneys, start reacting differently to even the smallest things, like the temperature of our water or how quickly we drink it. Here's the thing. We've been told all our lives that water is always good. And it is. But like everything else in this stage of life, timing and approach matter more than ever. Drinking water too quickly, drinking it too cold, or at the wrong time relative to your medications, all of these can quietly stress your system. That's why today's video from Elderly Active Living is here to offer not just advice, but clarity. We're going to explore 7 common mistakes older adults make when drinking water first thing in the morning, and how you can fix them with just a few small adjustments. And don't worry, this isn't a lecture. You won't hear complicated medical jargon or scary numbers. Just honest, helpful, down-to-earth wisdom that can change the way you feel every morning. Because at Elderly Active Living, we don't just care about routines, we care about why they work, or don't. We believe in aging with awareness, and that includes listening to what your body is quietly trying to tell you. So if you've ever wondered why your mornings sometimes feel harder than they should, if you're ready to take small steps that lead to better balance, better energy, and better peace of mind, then stick around. Because you're about to discover the truth behind one of the most overlooked habits in senior health and how changing just a few details can transform the start of every day. Let's begin. Part 1. Drinking water too quickly. Have you ever woken up feeling a bit parched and, without thinking twice, reached for a tall glass of water and gulped it down in one go? It feels refreshing, like you're doing something good for your body. But minutes later, your stomach feels bloated, your chest feels tight, and maybe you even feel slightly dizzy or short of breath. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone and you're not imagining it. As we age, our bodies don't respond to hydration the way they used to. In fact, chugging water too quickly can actually send your system into a mild state of shock. Let's break that down. When you've been lying in bed for 6-8 hours, your entire system is in a state of rest and repair. Your digestive tract has slowed, your blood pressure is lower, and your electrolytes are delicately balanced. Suddenly, pouring in a large amount of fluid disrupts all of that. Older adults often have more sensitive digestion and cardiovascular systems. Drinking too fast can dilute your electrolyte levels especially, sodium causing lightheadedness or a fluttering heart. It can place unnecessary strain on the heart, particularly for those dealing with conditions like hypertension or arrhythmias. And ironically, instead of energizing you, it can make you feel more tired than before. This isn't about avoiding water, it's about being more mindful of how we drink it. A better approach? Start with just half a glass of lukewarm water. Yes, lukewarm, not icy. Sip it slowly over the course of 5 to 10 minutes. Think of it like stretching before a walk. You're warming up your body gently, giving your digestive system and cardiovascular system time to adjust. A small shift like this might seem trivial, but the benefits can be real. You may notice fewer stomach upsets in the morning, improved energy, and less dizziness when getting out of bed. It's all about honoring the pace your body needs, not forcing it to perform like it did in your 30s. Because thriving in your 60s, 70s, or even 80s doesn't come from pushing through. It comes from listening in. So tomorrow morning, before you gulp, pause, sip, let your body wake up with you. Part 2. Drinking water before checking blood pressure medication. Now let's talk about a mistake that even the most health-conscious among us make. Drinking a full glass of water before taking blood pressure medication without checking the instructions. Let me introduce you to James. He's 72, a retired school principal who starts every morning the same way. He wakes up, heads to the kitchen, drinks a full glass of water, takes his blood pressure pills, and reads the paper. Routine, right? But over time, he began feeling lightheaded and noticed his blood pressure was swinging up and down unpredictably. It turns out that James's well-meaning routine was working against him. Some blood pressure medications are meant to be taken on an empty stomach. Others need only a sip of water, not a full glass. And still others require food beforehand. Drinking too much water at the wrong time can dilute the medication in your stomach, speeding up its passage through your digestive tract before your body can absorb the active ingredients. This can mean the medication doesn't work as intended. The effects become inconsistent. Your blood pressure might spike or dip in ways that feel random, but they're not. They're a result of mistimed hydration. Many seniors think, water is good, so more must be better. But when it comes to medication, timing and quantity matter. Drinking a large glass of water can effectively flush the medicine before it has a chance to do its job. So, what should you do? Before taking any medication, especially those for blood pressure or the heart, consult your pharmacist or healthcare provider. Ask, should I take this with food? On an empty stomach? How much water should I use? James made that adjustment. Now, he takes his medication with just a small sip of water, waits about 20-30 minutes, and then enjoys his morning hydration. His energy is steadier, his blood pressure more reliable, and his routine still feels like his own, just smarter. Sometimes, the smallest change can have the biggest impact, and this one? It's a game changer. Thank you for joining this conversation today. If you found this helpful or eye-opening, I invite you to subscribe so you never miss another episode. We're here to support you with gentle, grounded guidance every step of the way. Stay well, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next one. Part 3. Lying down after drinking water. Martha is 78 years old, a retired librarian who's always been a creature of habit. Every morning, like clockwork, she wakes up, reaches for the glass of water by her bedside, takes a few generous sips, and then leans back into her pillows for what she calls her 5 more minutes. Sounds innocent enough, right? But lately, Martha's been waking up feeling off, a strange tightness in her chest, a subtle burning sensation creeping up her throat, and an uncomfortable pressure just under her rib cage. Some mornings, she even skips breakfast because her stomach feels unsettled. At first, she chalked it up to aging, just one of those things that comes with the territory, she told herself. Until her daughter, a nurse, asked a simple question, "Mom, do you go back to sleep after drinking water?" And there it was. You see, as we age, the little valve that separates our stomach from our esophagus, the lower esophageal sphincter, tends to weaken. It doesn't close as tightly as it used to. So when we lie flat, gravity can no longer help keep liquids where they belong. Even something as harmless as water can come sloshing back up, leading to mild acid reflux. And in the early morning, when the digestive system is still half asleep, even a bit of backflow can irritate the lining of the esophagus. This isn't just about heartburn. It can show up as a dry cough, a hoarse voice, or that uncomfortable fullness that lingers long into the day. The worst part? Most people never connect the dots between their morning discomfort and that glass of water followed by lying back down. So what's the solution? Simple. After drinking water, sit upright. You don't have to jump out of bed or go for a jog. Just sit on the edge of the bed. Put your feet on the floor. Maybe take a few deep breaths or stretch your arms. Give it at least 15 to 30 minutes before lying back down. This small change, this act of allowing gravity to assist your digestion can prevent so much unnecessary discomfort. For Martha, just staying upright changed her mornings entirely. No more burning sensation. No more skipping breakfast. And most importantly, no more starting her day with unease. Part 4. Drinking cold water first thing. Brian is 75. A retired Navy officer with the discipline of a soldier. Every day of his adult life, he started his morning with a tall glass of ice-cold water. He liked the jolt. It made him feel alive, awake, ready for the day. But recently, something shifted. He began noticing a cold tightness in his lower back, mild stomach cramps that came and went, a lack of appetite. Even though his thermostat said the room was warm, he felt chilled from the inside. Turns out, his faithful morning routine was doing more harm than good. When you're young, your body can adapt quickly, but as we age, our organs need more warmth to function well. Your stomach, in particular, operates best at a stable internal temperature. Ice water shocks the system. It tightens the stomach's blood vessels, slows digestion, and perhaps most importantly, it stresses the kidneys, which are already working a little harder with age. Drinking cold water in the morning is like asking your digestive system to run a race without stretching. It creates tension where there should be ease. And for someone older, that tension can snowball into discomfort, bloating, or even long-term issues with absorption. Instead, switch to room temperature water. Better yet, warm water with a slice of lemon. That tiny change wakes up the digestive system gently. The lemon helps stimulate bile production and digestion. And the warmth soothes the body rather than shocking it. Brian made the switch. Within a week, his stomach cramps were gone, his appetite returned, and his mornings felt peaceful again, not like a battle. Because aging well isn't about giving things up, it's about making smarter choices that respect how our bodies evolve. Part 5. Skipping morning hydration. Elaine is 80 years old. She still gardens, plays crossword puzzles, and has a sharper memory than most people half her age. But every once in a while, she'd feel dizzy when standing up. Her legs would cramp in the mornings, and she felt just a little off for the first few hours of her day. She thought it was just age, or maybe low blood sugar. But one day, her daughter noticed, "Mom, you don't drink anything in the morning." Elaine shrugged. "I'm not thirsty." And that's the catch. As we age, our thirst signal weakens. You may not feel thirsty, but that doesn't mean your body doesn't need water. In fact, the absence of thirst is one of aging's sneakiest tricks. Overnight, even if you don't sweat or move much, your body still loses moisture through your breath, your skin, and basic metabolic processes. By the time you wake up, you're already mildly dehydrated. Your blood is thicker, your joints are stiffer, your brain is a little foggier. And that mild dehydration, it can affect your heart rate, your blood pressure, even your memory. So what's the solution? Prepare the night before. Pour half a glass of room temperature water and place it by your bedside. When you wake up, take a moment before reaching for the remote or the coffee pot. Sit up. Feel your feet on the floor. Take a few sips. Let your body ease into the day with hydration, not caffeine. Elaine started doing this. Not a full glass. Not forced. Just a few slow sips each morning. And within days, her dizziness faded. The cramps disappeared. Her mornings felt steadier. More grounded. Because small routines matter, especially as we age. And hydration simple, consistent. Morning hydration's one of the easiest ways to protect your body, your mind, and your energy. Stay tuned for more powerful ways to support your mornings and age with strength, grace, and intention. Part 6. Drinking water while standing or walking around. Have you ever noticed how easy it is to grab a glass of water while you're on the galking around the house, folding laundry, maybe even standing by the sink after brushing your teeth? It feels harmless, right? You're hydrating, you're multitasking. But here's the thing, your body doesn't always appreciate it. When you drink water while standing or walking, your body is not in its optimal position to properly process the fluid. Your muscles are engaged, your posture isn't relaxed, and your nervous system may be mildly stimulated. This can interfere with how your digestive system receives and absorbs the water. For older adults especially, this seemingly minor habit can increase the risk of bloating, indigestion, and even discomfort in the lower abdomen. Why? Because when we're standing, the water travels rapidly down the esophagus and splashes into the stomach. This sudden entry can create a jolt to your internal organs. Think of it like a waterfall crashing into a pond. It's not smooth. It's not gentle. A 72-year-old viewer once wrote in saying that she started noticing a strange cramping in her belly in the mornings, but only on days when she drank her water while pacing through the living room. Her doctor couldn't find anything serious, but when she switched to sitting down, sipping slowly with both feet flat on the floor, that cramping, gone. Sitting down gives your body a signal to slow down, to rest. It allows your stomach to receive the water more gradually and process it without unnecessary tension. Especially in the morning, when your body is still transitioning from sleep mode to active mode, this matters. So here's a little challenge. Tomorrow morning, before your first sip, sit down. Let your shoulders relax. Take a breath. Then sip slowly. Notice how your body feels. It might be a subtle change, but your digestive system will thank you. And remember, it's not just what you drink, but how you drink it. The little rituals we take for granted, like posture, timing, and setting, can make a world of difference in how we feel each day. Part 7. Drinking water without considering your morning routine. Let me ask you something. What's the first thing you do after drinking your morning water? Do you reach for your cup of coffee? Start preparing breakfast? Or maybe you immediately begin taking your daily medications? It's a moment that seems harmless, but this simple follow-up habit, what you do right after drinking water, can quietly disrupt how your body responds to hydration, especially if you're over 60. Let's talk about Mary. She's 76, lives alone, and is still sharp and active. Every morning, she takes pride in her small but powerful routine. She drinks her water first thing when she wakes up. But here's the twist immediately after. She jumps into preparing breakfast, including her black coffee and some toast. Sometimes she skips sitting down. She's multitasking, moving around, trying to get everything done before her body's fully awake. But over time, Mary started feeling something off. Slight shakiness, a weird restlessness, a dip in energy mid-morning she couldn't quite explain. Here's why it matters. What you pair your water with, and what you do immediately after drinking it, affects how your body processes it. Your stomach, after hours of rest, is in a sensitive state. It's like a sponge, ready to absorb, but also prone to being overwhelmed if you throw too much at it too quickly. And for older adults, that response is magnified. The sudden intake of other substances like coffee, acidic juices, or even medication too soon after hydrating can confuse your digestion and send mixed signals to your system. Water works best when your body can receive it properly. That means allowing it to settle, letting your organs respond gently. If you rush through your hydration drinking water and immediately consuming something else, your body doesn't have a chance to properly absorb and benefit from the water. It's like watering a plant and then immediately dumping fertilizer on it. The roots don't know what to take in first. Here's another layer most people don't think about: your metabolism. After fasting all night, your metabolism is at a low idle. Water helps awaken it. But when paired too quickly with sugar, caffeine, or medications, you're triggering multiple processes at on-sea digestion, filtration, absorptional, competing for attention. This chaos can lead to fatigue instead of energy, indigestion instead of clarity. So what can you do instead? Once you drink your half glass of water in the morning, give yourself a pause. Sit quietly, take a few deep breaths, maybe stretch a little. Wait at least 10 to 15 minutes before introducing anything else into your system: coffee, tea, breakfast, or medication. This small window allows your kidneys to begin filtering gently, your blood pressure to stabilize, and your gut to ease into its morning function. It's a subtle shift, but incredibly powerful. Think of it like waking a child from sleep. You don't flip on all the lights and start talking loudly. You ease them into the day. Your body, especially as you age, deserves that same grace. The older we get, the more we benefit from simplicity and sequence. First hydrate, then activate. Let's also take a moment to recognize that everyone's body is a little different. You might be thinking, but I've always done it this way and felt fine. That may be true until it's not. The tricky thing about age-related changes is they sneak up on you. What was once tolerable becomes less so. That's not failure, it's adaptation. So today, I encourage you to notice your morning routine. Just observe it. Don't rush to change everything at once. Start by giving your water a moment to do its job before you move on to the next part of your day. You might be surprised at how such a small change can bring more stability, more energy, and more clarity to your mornings. Because health after 60 isn't about dramatic overhauls, it's about thoughtful tweaks, paying attention to your patterns, honoring the quiet needs of your body, and realizing that sometimes the smallest pauses lead to the biggest progress. In the next part, we'll look at the final and perhaps most overlooked habit when it comes to morning hydration. It's something many people avoid out of fear or discomfort, but it could be the one key to unlocking better energy and digestion throughout your entire day. You know, after everything we've walked through together in this video, the morning habits, the water mistakes, the quiet signals your body gives you, I hope there's one thing that truly sinks in. It's that small things matter. We've covered 5 common mistakes that, on the surface, seem harmless. Drinking too fast, taking water before medication, lying down after drinking, reaching for cold water first thing, or skipping hydration altogether. None of these sound dangerous. In fact, for most of your life, you may have done these things without a second thought. But here's the truth. When your body is aging, when it's wiser, more experienced, but also more sensitive, starts asking for a different kind of care. Not louder care, not more complicated care. Just more thoughtful. It's not because you're fragile. It's because you've carried this body through decades of mornings, storms, victories, and quiet routines. And now, your body deserves something better, the kind of attention that honors all those years. Think of it this way: if you owned a classic car, would you throw it through a car wash and call it done? No, you'd wipe it down by hand. You'd choose the right oil, the right gas, and drive it gently down the road. Why? Because you understand its value. That's how your body should be treated now. These tiny adjustments we've discussed, they're not just medical tips. They're acts of kindness. Sipping water slowly instead of gulping it. Checking how your medications interact with water. Sitting up instead of lying back down. Choosing warmth over shock when your system is still waking up. And above all, simply remembering to hydrate first thing, even if you're not thirsty yet. Each of these may seem like just one drop in the bucket, but trust me, those drops add up. They support your kidneys, they protect your heart, they smooth out your digestion. They help you feel more grounded, more awake, more you. And if you're caring for a parent, a partner, or even a neighbor, imagine how much good could come from simply sharing this information with them. A few small tweaks in their morning routine could mean fewer dizzy spells, fewer skipped medications, a better appetite, even a better mood. So here's what I want you to do. Tonight, before you go to bed, pour yourself half a glass of room temperature water. Set it gently on your nightstand. Let it be a promise to yourself, not just to drink, but to treat your body with care. And tomorrow morning, when you wake up, sit up slowly. Take a moment, sip, feel your breath, feel your body waking up. No rush, no pressure, just intention. This is your time, your rhythm, your health. And if this video helped you, if it made you think or reflect, or say, "That's me," then do something meaningful right now. OTA, tap that follow button. Share this video with someone who might need it. ADE. And don't forget to subscribe to Elderly Active Living, where we talk about how to age with wisdom, strength, and joy. We're not here just to talk about problems. We're here to celebrate the power of small, loving choices, like how you start your day. And I believe you're more than ready to make those choices count. Thank you for watching. Thank you for caring. And I'll see you in the next video. TA.